Well, the doubleheader HBL PSL action continues here tonight. We're back at the Multan Cricket Stadium, and what a spicy affair we have in store for you today. Well, it's a repeat of last year's final. The Multan Sultans, they'll play host to the Lahore Qalandars in match number 7 of this year's edition of the HBL PSL. Oh, a very warm welcome back at the pitchside studio here. We're getting set for an absolute cracker of a contest. I mean, if you think of two teams that know how to play finals, HBL PSL, well, they're back having a crack for the first time this year. It's the Multan Sultans taking on the Lahore Qalandars, and Aruj Mumtaz and Bazar Khan alongside me to unpack all of the action and expectations of what we might see today. And Aruj, I mean, when these two sides meet, fireworks always ensue, but if you're a Multan Sultan, how would you be feeling coming up against the Qalandars?
Well, I think rather confident because of reasons that they've done well so far in the tournament. They're looking a better balanced side in terms of obviously missing a few batters up front in the terms of changes. David Malan and Reza Hendricks have done well to grab those spots, and their bowlers, especially the local talent in Abbas Afridi and Muhammad Ali, thoroughly impressive. So they've done well. They've got the numbers to show for as well. So I think Lahore will be the team that'll be slightly under the pump. They've played 2, lost 2, and they look a little bit more unbalanced side as opposed to previous years, especially in their bowling.
And Bazar Khan, I mean, Lahore Qalandars, they're 0 from 2 at the moment. You don't want to get too far behind the 8 ball in any format of the game. But, you know, Qalandars, what have they got to do against the Sultans today?
You want the Qalandars to win, don't you? Everybody wants them to win.
Can you tell?
Rashid Khan is a huge miss. Obviously, world-class bowler, middle over is very difficult now. They've got to sort that out. And once they sort that out, then they'll probably be back to their best. I think this is one side which Multan Sultans doesn't like to play. This is a side, the boogie side, and you want the Mavericks now to turn up. You want the PSL, HBL, PSL to then just rev up with Qalandars. Obviously, the one franchise which causes so much excitement, they need a win.
Well, the defending champions, they have some work to do against the Sultans today, but job one done at the toss. Danny Morrison took us through it a little bit earlier, and, well, Shaheen Shah Afridi, he won that toss and he elected to bat first, which we know statistically is the right thing to do here in Multan. But as Rizwan said at the toss, if you play good cricket, it shouldn't matter what you do. But we'll take a little look at the playing 11s today, and Lahore Qalandars, well, one change for them, Aruj.
Yeah, Lahore Qalandars again, I think that important name up front, Fakhar Zaman, he will always be key for them. Saifzada Farhan has done really well, had a good domestic season. Rassi van der Dussen again brings experience. Abdullah Shafiq, we know what he can do. Impressed with Jahada Khan, he came in the other day, got good runs, took that middle order responsibility, but then you've got experience in Sikandar Raza, Carlos Brathwaite, and Bazin mentioned Rashid Khan. I think George Linda and Sikandar Raza can be those two cogs that fill in for those 4 overs. And then you've got the speedsters in Shaheen, Haris and Zaman, and you know what they bring to the table.
Certainly is a fantastic looking lineup on paper. As we look at the Multan Sultans, Baz, and despite the 2 wins, they have made one change. Dahani back in, and it's Ollie Stone who misses out.
Yeah, there was a bit of an injury concern. Ollie Stone went off the field last night, and it's a straight swap. I think it's a very settled side so far. We've seen one of those sides of almost ticking every box. The bowling has been by far very, very impressive, and Multan are a hard team to beat.
Oh, when they've got 2 wins on the board, they can play around with that little bit of a look with their team. But, you know, Captain Courageous, Mohammad Rizwan, he's the most successful captain in HBL PSL history. So what's the secret to his success? We sat down with him and found out.
वो नंबर 1 बैट्समैन हैं. जैसे आप देखते हैं कि रैंकिंग में ODI हो, टेस्ट क्रिकेट हो, और स्पेशली T20 में.
Swings that one away leg side. He'll have 6 more.
मोहम्मद रिजवान एक तो मेरे ख्याल में क्रिकेट को बहुत ज़्यादा समझता है और वो प्लेयर्स को ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंस देता है, तो इसलिए मेरे ख्याल में मोहम्मद रिजवान जो है एक अलग कप्तानी कर रहा है.
ये कैप्टनसी लेना या करना मेरे ख्याल से इतना आसान काम नहीं. अगर आप सही मानों में देखा जाए तो बहुत एहतियात से चीज़ों को देखना पड़ता है, और कैप्टन की क्वालिटीज़ ये होनी चाहिए कि उसको समझ में आता है कि वो अपने प्लेयर को देखता है कि ये प्लेयर को कैसे ट्रीट किया जाता है. कुछ प्लेयर प्यार वाले होते हैं, कुछ प्लेयर जो है ना उसको स्ट्रिक्टली आना पड़ता है, कुछ प्लेयरों को बूस्ट करना पड़ता है, कुछ प्लेयरों को चैलेंज लेना पड़ता है. तो ऐसे कैप्टन्स को ऐसी चीज़ों को देखना चाहिए. मगर ये आप किसी से सीख नहीं सकते, आप ये किसी किताब में नहीं पढ़ सकते, किसी चीज़ में जगह ये नहीं होगी. ये आपको अंदर अंदर से फीलिंग आती है कि यार किस प्लेयर को मैंने कैसे उठाना है। वो आपके कप्तान है तो कम से कम आपको अपनी हर एक प्लेयर की साइकी को पता होना चाहिए।
Gets the Yorker spot on. They've got to go for three. They've got to go for three. It's in the gap. Can they get back? They can't. It's Visa. Visa with the throw. Oh, take it off. It's done. It is done.
लास्ट PSL में याद है कि पहले मैच भी लाहौर कलंदर से हारे थे, फिर आखिरी मैच भी लाहौर कलंदर से हारे थे। वो भी शुरू में 1 रन से करीब बिल्कुल हार गए थे, ये भी 1 रन से करीब हार गए थे। तो देखिए बयान करने में तो ये बहुत अजीब लग रहा है, मगर मेरे लिए बहुत ज़्यादा क्या कहते हैं याद रहने वाली मेमोरी है, क्योंकि बहुत से परफॉर्मेंस भी हुए, अच्छे भी हुए होंगे। अगर मैं अपना 100 बयान करूँ कि जो कराची के खिलाफ था वो तो मेरे ही लिए था, तो इसलिए वो तो ओबियसली याद रहेगा ही। मगर जो ये 2 मैचेस थे ना, जो टूर्नामेंट का पहला मैच था हमारा और फाइनल मैच था, तो ये बिल्कुल डिफरेंट था कि शुरुआत भी ऐसे ही और आखिर भी ऐसे। तो उस मैच को तकरीबन दोनों मैचों के तकरीबन 1 साल तक मुझे याद रहे कि यार दोनों मैचेस थे, इसलिए मुझे बहुत याद रहते थे। इम्प्रूवमेंट मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा चाहिए, क्योंकि जब मैं दुनिया के प्लेयर्स को देखता हूँ और बहुत सी चीज़ों को देखता हूँ, उसमें मैं तकरीबन कोई बहुत ज़्यादा नीचे हूँ। मेरी अपनी बैटिंग में अपनी जो स्किल्स है उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा कमी है। तो हर रोज़ मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि इसको इम्प्रूव करने की, क्योंकि वर्ल्ड स्टेज पे अगर आप खेलते हैं तो वर्ल्ड स्टेज पे आपको कहीं ना कहीं वो पकड़ते रहते हैं, ऐसे आसानी से कुछ चीज़ें नहीं देते। तो इसलिए मुझे इम्प्रूवमेंट की तो बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है।
His passion is just infectious for the Multan Sultans, and I mean, why wouldn't it be, Bazir Khan? They truly invigorated his international career when he made the change from Karachi Kings to the Sultans in 2021, I think it was. You know, what have you liked about what he's done to his game since making that change in teams, and I suppose how the captaincy's actually helped lift his personal performances as well?
I think obviously batting up the order opening, we all know how good he has been and developed a few shots which have gone over the fence. He's developed 6 hitting shots. The other part of all this is that Multan are a very data-driven side, but he's one captain who goes on instinct as well. I talked to Andy Flower, who was their previous coach, and he was very impressed by the way he captained the side, because he's very involved, and the messages from outside, the data that they provided, he would override them, because the instinct that he got from the game was very clued on. So I think that's the making of a very good captain, because of the fact, yes, you have that at the back with the data, but you also have your own instinct and your own decision making, which normally he goes for.
Absolutely. He's been a wonderful career, hasn't he, Arush?
Absolutely. I think like he's saying, Baz is saying, what he does is instinct and he backs it. And he's very confident that when that sort of just shaping up for him to be a good captain, especially for the Multan Sultans.
No, cannot wait to see what Captain Courageous brings. We're building up to ball 1 of the Multan Sultans, playing host to Lahore Qalandars, a repeat of last year's HBL PSL final. Fireworks are about to ensue, so do not change that channel. We'll be back right after the very short break.